Well folks, we're back for the weekend again, heading up to the cottage, and we've stopped at our favourite stop, the Greenwelly. Just an interesting note that behind me is actually a very high hill, and in those hills is gold, and inside the Greenwelly shop you can actually buy gold panning kit. So if you ever come up to Scotland and you fancy panning for gold, then this is the place to come. Just the other thing I've noticed, there's still an awful lot of tour buses parked up the backyard. Traditionally, come mid-September, all the tourists have gone home. But Scottish tourism industry is going through a bit of a boom at the moment. I think this is directly related to a lot of the Scottish films that are out, like Outlander, Robert the Bruce and Queen Mary. This is a note to visit Scotland. You're not paying attention to the trends here because it's vloggers like us that is actually promoting Scotland. There's a handful of vloggers in Scotland that are doing an awful lot of groundwork for you. All I can say is you need to pull finger. Technology has changed, times have changed, you need to get with it. So we're at the back end of the Greenwelly. This is where all the tour buses come in. And as I've said before, there's an awful lot of tour buses still on the road. I'm actually shocked. I actually counted last weekend something like 28 buses, and most of them are actually rabbies. Now if you're coming up to Scotland and you want to tour around Scotland, rabbies is most probably your best bet. Very cheap, affordable, and you'll get to see places you wouldn't normally get to see in Scotland. So folks, this is why people come to Scotland. It's the pure wildness of it. We've just arrived back at the cottage, and the first thing I've noticed that the badgers have been back again. They're looking for grubs. I'm a bit surprised that they're still out this time of year. Normally they are sleeping. But yeah, that's the grass dug up all over again. So folks, it looks like I was wrong. It wasn't badgers, it's my neighbour's cows. They've come through the fence somewhere and basically destroyed my lawn, so I'm gonna have to find out where they've come across. Yep, there's the evidence. Yep, the cars have been coming through here. So this is a tree that's fallen over the fence. I'm going to have to now cut it in the rain and try and somehow repair this fence. A couple of years ago, there's a couple of trees here, and they've since rotted and fallen across a little burn here. So I'm going to cut these up and just block up this fence temporarily, just until the farmer can get his fence fixed, stop the cows from coming through. So folks, that's why we bought this place up here. You can just listen to that silence. Complete and utter silence. Pure bliss. And so the next problem George has to tackle is getting this window out. And it turns out to be a lot harder than expected. It looks like that the glass panel has been siliconed to the wood.
It's not budging. And if I put more pressure on it, the thing is, might crack.
So while George tackles that window, I've got to get on with the kitchen. As you can see behind me, I've now finished the tiling and I've now to get on with the flooring. I'm going to put some vinyl down, but first I have to put some new masonite down to make the floor nice and even. The weather outside is not that brilliant today. Very mild, very warm, considering we're now into January. It's actually feeling almost subtropical outside. I'm telling you, these tiles are a right pain to do. Anyway, I've got to now get on with the floor, clear this all up. So folks, we've almost got the kitchen complete. There's a couple of bits and pieces still to do. Got the flooring in. Most of the units are in, but as you can see, tiny bits like the corner there is still white. We need to put a filler panel in there. Just finish off the top of the cupboard. Can almost see the light at the end of the tunnel now. So this was the vestibule with the leaking roof. New heater in, walls are done, roof is done. Unfortunately, the window is completely broken. It's got a big massive crack up it now. We tried to get it out and discovered if we take it out, we're going to be left with all sorts of problems. So I'm going to have to order a brand new window. Put the carpet in as well, that's just the underlay. So that's it for today folks, we're all pretty knackered. This was a quick weekend, just up for the day, get some of the jobs done. On our way home we're going to stop off and see if we can spot some seals.